All right, traders, we're going to be doing another live trading session during Power Hour. So in terms of day trades, I'll typically be day trading from like 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. and then I'll look to check back towards like 2:30 p.m. up until 4 p.m. In terms of swing trading, swing trades are typically made towards 2:30, 2:45 p.m. right around that time frame. So I'm going to be discussing my current positions. I do have 3 open positions. One of them is going to be a swing trade that I've been holding for quite some time, I think about 2 weeks now. And the other one, the other 2 are going to be day trades. And I actually have a swing trading idea on ATER stock. I have some interest in rebuying the stock. As of now, in terms of a day trade, I am short on this stock at 12.89. This is just a day trade, just a quick scalp. But in terms of swing trading, I am extremely interested in buying and rebuying and holding ATER stock. So we're going to be going over my swing trading plan in terms of my bullish thesis. I'm going to walk you through my day trading plans as well. So yeah, this is going to be a really good live trading session, guys. You're going to see some really good price action within this session here. So let's see. I'm going to walk you through a couple stocks I have on my watch list as well. So here, let's see. Hassani, welcome to the stream. Yeah, guys, I'm in some positions here. So let's go over the breakdown here. We'll go over it here in a minute. I'm gonna give it a minute for a couple more people to pile in here. So yeah, feel free to drop below what stocks you guys are currently watching as well. And I'll gladly do a stock analysis, some technical analysis on those particular stocks. But yeah, as you could see though, to the right hand side, these are my open and closed positions. So I took a quick scalp on ATER, a little bit, nearly $1,000 profit. Buying this today at like 12.39 and then selling it to the spike. And then you could see my open positions, currently open ATER short position at 12.89. This is just a day trade. This is just a scalp. I'm extremely long biased up until the end of the week. I really think this does have potential to still explode to that $17 gap fill range we were talking about. I'm also in another short position, and that's going to be on NNVC. I think it's going to close weak. I think we'll see a close at around the 540 range. Terrible entry though. Absolutely terrible entry on NNVC. I normally don't short sell the key breakdown. That was clearly just a chase. And then NURO stock, this is going to be a pure swing trade. So yeah, I closed my SPY puts on Friday. So obviously too early, but like I had stated in my previous video on SPY, I did not want to take the risk of the theta decay and implied volatility over the weekend. Even if like it's not even just like, the contract expired on September 20th, right? So if SPY didn't move or do anything, the contract would have been basically at break even. And if it spiked against me, even just a small spike, the contract would have been, in the red. So I'm not willing to give back 110% profit on that. But yeah, it worked out very, very well still. Okay, so here, we're going to go over my analysis here on ATER. So guys, this is going to be very important, so I would listen up. So as of now, I'm in a day trade, but I am planning to enter a swing trade on this particular stock before the market closes. And just keep in mind, this is just me sharing with you my trading plan. This isn't meant for anyone to follow. So just keep that in mind. I'm simply sharing with you the price action, my trading plan. So let's get right into it. So in terms of ATER stock, let's go over this one. So what I've noticed, this has a very similar pattern where it tends to sell off. And in terms of its sell off when it has a big spike, it typically happens into the close. So like example right here, at 2:30 p.m., it had this massive spike, got to a high of 11.97, and then it quickly crashed to, 10.39. So it dropped like $1 and, like 40 cents. And then you can see right here, it had a nice crash yesterday. And in terms of that crash, that was right around 1:20 p.m. and it bottomed out right here at 3:20 p.m. So this dropped from, 13s all the way to 1080s. So in terms of today, so far it has topped out. I mean, it's basically doing exactly what it did yesterday, right? So if we look at ATER stock, you could see right here, it has this, downtrends in the pre-market, downtrend in the pre-market right here, and then it has this massive spike. Then it has this massive spike. The high of day yesterday was right here at 11:55. The high of day today was at 11:05 a.m. So like what I'm showing you is I'm showing you this pattern, and basically how history is repeating itself, right? So history, when it does repeat itself, it doesn't repeat itself in the exact cycle, in the exact way, but there's a lot of similarities in terms of pricing, in terms of price action, in terms of timing. Like you could see the candlesticks are very similar, the charts are very similar. So in terms of like ATER stock, this had a very nice crash starting from, like towards 12 a.m. yesterday, and it bottomed out all the way up until 3:15 p.m. So just look at this pattern right here I'm seeing, right? So you see this sell-off, and then it bottoms out right here at 1:35 p.m. And then you could see right here, it sells off, and then it bottoms out right here at 1:35 p.m. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, just look at this. Bottoms at 1:35 p.m., and then it spikes. So take the bottom of this spike, 1185, and then look right here. It goes to 1248, right? So it bounces like 75 cents. And then you can see right here, the bottom of this spike, 1234, and then it bounces back to 1327. So nearly $1. And then you could see it starts to sell off and crack this support right around here at, 3:15 p.m. And you can see it's starting to sell off. It's starting to, crack this support, right? So very similar price action, very similar timing. And then in terms of how much did it crash once it cracked that, key support level? Well, the key support was at 1185, and it went all the way down to 1087. So it dropped another $1. So what I'm telling you in terms of like a day trading perspective, this can easily crash $1. This can easily crash to like 1173. That's what it is that I'm looking at. Basically $1 towards that crack of support we were looking at. You got this gap to fill right here at 1173. So in my opinion, it looks like it's going to fill this gap today. And the chart, it's looking like this is, clearly on the backside of the move. And there's really not too much risk involved. My risk is going to be towards, the low 13s. So yeah, that's kind of my game plan. I'm looking for that crash. I'm looking for that panic, that sell-off to really start to occur into, I would say, basically into power hour. I'm looking for like $1 a share pullback. And then from there, I'm actually going to be buying. So my plan, is to cover. And then, basically once I cover my shares, my short, I'm going to be using that profit and, and more to buy back. And then that's when I'm planning to go long, and I'm going to be holding overnight. So that's the plan. We just have to see if this happens though, right? So in order for me to really want to buy this back, this has to go back towards 1173. So that's the plan on ATER stock. In terms of the swing trading opportunity, this looks extremely bullish for a swing trading opportunity. In my opinion, it's really came back. It's done a very solid job of holding that key support level at $10 that we spoke about. And I'm just really interested in getting back in, for that swing trade. So right now I'm planning as a day trade. We'll see how that works. And then from there, the plan is to swing this into the close, kind of like right towards the market closes. So yeah, we'll have to wait out and see. So far though, the chart is looking pretty bearish, and it does look like, this history, this move right here that I've spotted from yesterday, it looks like it's currently repeating itself, and it looks like we're going to see a crack of 1236. And in my opinion, this is going to be a gift to, rebuy the stock and to dip buy this. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of waiting for on ATER stock. Just going to be patient with that. Like I said, these are my open positions. So 7K short, 1289. And then NNVC is currently not working out. So in terms of NNVC, I was looking for a drop to around 540. That's what I was looking for. I do admit though my entry is absolutely terrible on NNVC. I'm normally not short selling these key breakdowns. So I definitely deserve to get squeezed on that one. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. So SPY, let's see. I mean, SPY, I'm still kind of on the sidelines from here. Like I said, I'm really just kind of waiting for this gap to fill towards 441. That's kind of like what it is that I'm waiting for. This does have a good chance to go up and gap up tomorrow as long as it closes above 434. I just don't think I'm willing to take that risk to buy into calls this early. So I'm kind of just on the sidelines. I'm just waiting for that key level to trigger. I got my price alert set. I'll set another one. So yeah, I mean, I'm just on the sidelines for SPY. Like I said, I like to trade these at their key levels. But yeah, guys, ATR, this is going to be the play. I'm just being patient with my entry on this one. ATR is definitely going to be the play. XELA. So yeah, for this one, I would wait for this gap to fill. In terms of an entry, I would wait for 147, see how it reacts down there. If you see some bullish confirmations, validation of support, then I would look to buy around that support area. It's not my type of chart though. I'm not too big of a fan of this long-term chart. So for NNVC, I'm going to keep my mental stop loss at around 650, right around that zone. All right, so it looks like ATR is attempting to spike back here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a very tough trade, very, very tough trade for sure. I mean, in terms of when it really sold off into the close, it really started to happen like right around here, right around 3 p.m. So yeah, Winstock, I really like this one. I think the bottom is going to be near. The chart is phenomenal. I mean, especially for the long term, you cannot go wrong with Winstock. So yeah, I mean, I really like this one. In terms of now, I think it's a little bit too early to get in. We were looking at this key gap level at $80. It has now cracked. So I'll be looking to see how it reacts towards $76. 76 to low 70s is going to be a key reaction. I do think the bottom is near though. But yeah, that if you can mid 70s to low 70s, that would be very ideal. Another stock that I'm keeping on my swing trading radar, I might be looking to buy this into Power Hour, is going to be Skills. Skills is looking really bullish. Definitely due for some upside potential. So we've bottomed at this key gap level towards 1009. It nearly filled this gap. It hasn't quite filled the gap. But I do like the idea of taking a starting position on this. I think it's going to head back up towards $11 to 11.50. Might take a little time, but yeah, I really like Skills. Skills looks good. In terms of IR&T stock, this still looks bearish. I'm waiting for this to go back to, like I said, the $23, 23.32. Once it heads back there, that's when it's going to be an ideal price to be buying. But yeah, this one just keeps running. Upstart, UPST, phenomenal. Yeah, Zillow is looking phenomenal. For a midterm call, along with BY, I mean, Zillow, this still looks great. Zillow looks great for midterm calls. BYND, I still think this is great for midterm calls. QDL, that's another one. QDL looks phenomenal. It just keeps on breaking out. You got huge upside potential. It's gonna really start to head towards this 175 level, in my opinion. I really like QDL. QDL looks great. It looks like it's going to be the one that really takes off for the short term compared to the other ones, for sure. This one is definitely on track for that. So if you're interested in QDEL, these are the ones that I would focus on. I like these ones. October 15th. And then in terms of strike, it can be, I mean, the strike, I would go from like 150 up until 160, in between that range. I'm really starting to like QDEL. I think I'm gonna take a position into the close. This really looks like this is gonna push towards that 175 level before expiration. So yeah, QDEL is definitely gonna be on my buy radar. I also like skills. Just know though, for skills, you still have this gap here at 1009, so this could go back to 1009 before going to 11. But yeah, for the swing trade watch list for the new entries, I'm looking at QDEL and skills. Yes, so what I'm looking at for on ticker symbol QDEL. So you could see if you go back to August 6th of 2021, there was this gap to fill towards 143, It closed that gap, turned it into a bullish support level, meaning it's not going to have a gap close reversal. It's just going to close the gap and keep going in the same direction it came from prior to closing that gap, which was a pure uptrend. And then you could see as well, you had this new gap form right here at 141, turned it into a valid support level. Ever since then, it's just been blasting off, pushing and breaking out towards key levels. In terms of validation and true strength today, it turned this major resistance level that was formed on July 23rd at $150.73 into valid support, which was formed yesterday and today. And it's got huge upside potential. And if you study the chart, it's for the most part long term consistently pushing for new all-time highs, and it tends to fill or narrowly fill these gaps. And you got a gap to fill right here if you go to February 18th of 2021 at $210. So yeah, it's got huge upside potential. It's turned key resistance, key gap levels into support, not much resistance up into the 170s. So I would go with October 15th expiration. And for strikes, I would look at 150 to 160. There's a lot of volume on the 150s right now. So yeah, that was actually a voice message that I sent to one of my clients. I have like a small group of people that I've been coaching, like one-on-one. They've been doing very well, getting results. So yeah, he had a question about QDEL. He was wondering what I saw in this because like it's not my typical strategy. Like if you guys follow my channel, I'm usually like dip buying. But there will be times where I buy the breakout, and this is going to be one of those situations where like this looks like a phenomenal breakout opportunity. Okay, so let's do an update here on, let's see. Okay, so ATR. So yeah, guys, I mean, we're getting that same exact pattern. ATER, it looks like we're going to be going back towards this gap fill level at 1173. It should fill by around, I'd say around like 3:30 p.m. So we got about 30 minutes. I'm keeping my mental stop towards like 1320 on this one. As for NNVC, this can still roll over another like 75 cents into power hour. It just really needs to maintain below this 640-ish level. If it can do that, it should head back towards 580, 570s. So yeah, in terms of ATR, me personally, I like the 12.5 calls. The in the money 12.5 strike that expire on October 15th. those are the ones that I like personally. So Nero is finally starting to take off again. Let's see. All right, so Nero is spiking once again. You guys know I've been in this swing trade for like 2 weeks now. I've been long at $11 with 2,000 shares. So for this one, like I said, my price target is sitting at $13.88. I'm just going to keep on passively holding. It's not something I really watch. I'm just waiting for it to explode. So yeah, I'm just going to keep on holding that one. It should go to 13.88, by October, sometime during October. Yeah, Nero should do well. You just got to be patient with that one. Like I said, it can easily go to $10 before it goes to 13.88. But regardless, the bottom should be like at 10, and the top should be in between 13.88 to 16.51. So you got huge upside potential, yeah. But yeah, I mean the volume is still very light on it. It's gonna take some time. So yeah, for swing trading, QDEL and yeah, QDL, skills, and ATR, all bullish, all long biased, for swing trades. So those are going to be the top three I'm looking to potentially get in. Yeah, I mean, SPY is most likely going to fill this gap from, 441. There's a gap to fill 441. That's where it's most likely headed for the short term. Then it'll probably have a pullback. All right, so guys, we're starting to see some nice validation here on ATER. We were looking at that history. We were looking at that trend. This is kind of what it is that I was looking at. So yesterday it topped out at 11.55. Today's high of day was at 11.05. Very similar price action. Then you could see it downtrended and it bottomed out. In terms of yesterday, it bottomed out right here, spiked about $1 at 135. And then you could see today it bottomed out, spiked about $1 at 135, right? And then in terms of when it really started to crash and pull back another dollar, it was at like 2:15 yesterday. Actually, no, it was right here. It was at like 3 p.m. Yeah, 3 p.m. yesterday. This is when it dropped like another dollar a share. And you could see right here, we are starting to get that drop. We are starting to get that validation. And the timing is spot on. It's currently 3:04 p.m. The support level we're looking to take out is going to be 12:33. Once that gets taken out, I'm going to be looking to cover towards 1170s. Then from there, I'm planning to go long and swing this overnight. So yeah, it's one hell of a plan. As of now, though, this is working out. This looks really good. I think it's going to work well. The goal is to make $1 per share on these, which will that will recoup all my losses. Including the profit that I made going long today. Had a small scalp on this today. All right, so guys, NURO, this swing trade has finally starting to play off. We have now hit the $12 range. You know, if you've been following this channel, I've been speaking about this one for almost 2 weeks now. You know, said you got to be patient. It's a passive swing trade. It's gonna explode. We're finally starting to explode. You know, up nearly $1 a share on this now. So, like I said, I'm just going to continue to hold this. You know, price target is sitting at 13.88. So yeah, so far so good. Finally seen a breakout on this particular stock. Okay, so let's do an update. So yeah, guys, ATR, it looks like we're going to be seeing that drop of 1173. Just give it like 30 more minutes. We'll see. Apple, AAPL. Yeah, like I said, you know, in terms of Apple, I mean, it's doing the same thing as SPY. I would wait for like 146. You know, I'd wait for that gap to fill in terms of getting a put. I think it's a little bit too early to get that put. You know, puts I'm always focused towards resistance. All right, so guys, we're really starting to see that pullback here on ATER. So, I mean, this shouldn't have a problem dropping to 1173. You know, classic fill the gap below play. Okay, so here, I think we're going to really start to see that move we were looking at. So basically what we're looking to, you know, happen is this right here. See how it's just, you know, chopping right around resistance, right around here in the 1280s, and see how it's just chopping right here in the resistance in the 1180s, and then it drops $1 a share and fills the gap, and then it drops $1 a share and fills the gap, right? So that's what it is that I'm looking for. You know, I'm studying that past trend, I'm studying that history. It's doing a phenomenal job of repeating itself. Like I said, if you compare yesterday's chart to today's chart, it's nearly identical in terms of this pattern, the shape, the candlesticks, the timing. There's just way too many similarities. So yeah, I'm putting my money where that history is. So I'm going to keep on holding that out. You know, like I said, you know, Nero stock, it was great passive swing. Just going to continue to hold this one. Price target's going to be 1388. And as you can see, the gap close reversal strategy is working once again. You know, strategy works absolutely phenomenal and get you in at the best prices. I got filled at 11. The strategy told me to get it at 997 because that's where the gap was waiting to fill. But if you guys watch my past videos, I told you I was taking a starting position because I thought this can potentially explode before it closes that gap. It nearly closed it. It got to 1016, so it missed it by 19 cents. The gap was at 997. So sometimes they'll explode, you know, right before they fill the gap. If I see like bullish confirmations towards that gap fill level, sometimes I'll look to get in with a starting position before it fills the gap. Wow, this one, QS. Man, this is a nice chart. This gap to fill right here, 23.5. Yeah, this one looks good too. So with ATER, I mean, I'll be looking to get around 6,000 shares long, somewhere around that range. And then I want to do a decent size on October 15th options. I think it's going to explode before then. I think this will explode. This has a really good chance of just like ripping by Friday towards like 17. I'm going to go with October 15th. I mean, I wish they had weeklies that expired. That would be great. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the 12.5 strike. And 15 is another 15 strike as well. I mean, it definitely has the potential to go to 17 by Friday. It can realistically do that. I think this was literally $14 like a couple hours ago. And I mean, in terms of this was 994. This was 914 last Friday. So it definitely has the momentum, the volume, the price action to do so. Spy, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna do anything on Spy. Like if I had to do something for the short term, I'm leaning more towards a call. I think it's gonna go back towards this 441.40, and then once we hit that level, which will most likely be tomorrow, if not on Thursday, I think that's when we'll start to see a nice little crash, a nice pullback into the 430s, mid 430 range. All right, guys, let's see if we can get that breakdown here soon. I mean, time is definitely of the essence. All right, what's the deal with NNVC? So let's see. So, I mean, we are still remaining below that 650 resistance. So I am going to continue to hold. In terms of overnight, the borrow fees are going to be just too much. And I think it's a little too risky to hold this one overnight. But I still think we can have a nice pullback here into power hour. So I'm going to keep on holding. Okay, are there any stocks you guys see for potential swing trades? Let me know. Yes, Sava is doing a nice job of recovering. This could definitely be like a midterm play. All right, so guys, ATER back in the 1270 range. Let's see. STC 648. I would stay away from this one. Really not much. I mean, the chart is absolutely horrible, the long-term chart. It's not something I'd be buying into. Yeah, this looks bearish overall. Does not look good. Airbnb, I really don't have much of an opinion on this one. But yeah, guys, I wanted to go over, I didn't go over this yet. I wanted to quickly go over and then we'll get more in depth into the close. But I wanted to go over on why I'm really starting to like ATER in terms of buying this back for a swing trade, in terms of like buying before the market closes. So basically this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this pattern right here, and this pattern's doing a really good job of repeating itself. So you can see right here, ATER stock has this massive gap up. Here, we'll do a side by side. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to compare what ATER recently did before and as it was exploding to what it's currently doing. Because, I mean, it's doing the exact same pattern. Okay, this is what we're looking at. Okay, so for ATER, so it has a nice big green day right here, gaps up the next day. Nice big green day right here, gaps up the next day, right? So in terms of the history, this is August 27th, and this ends at September 13th. And then right here, this is September 10th, and then this ends up until today. So let me show you. Okay, let me see. Let me just double check this real quick. Okay, so yeah, this is what it is. This is September 13th. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Okay, so I just want to let me think about this here real quick. Okay, so yeah, this is exactly what we're looking at. Okay, so this is what I want to point out. Just focus on the candlesticks. You don't really have to focus on the price. You have this nice green candle right here, and then it gaps up. Now, this is what I want you to focus on. When it has this massive gap up, it starts to bottom where this gap fills. So there was a gap to fill right here towards this, 610 level. And you could see once it closed that gap, it started to have a reversal. So you can see right here, you have this bullish candlestick right here, and then it gaps up, right? And then you can see it fills that gap, and then it starts to have that reversal, right? So the same thing is occurring, right? So you have this nice green candle, it gaps up, closes the gap, starts to have a reversal. Massive green candle, gaps up, closes the gap, starts to have a reversal at that key level. And then you could see you have this, green bar right here, this green bar right here, and then this red bar right here, green bar right here, red bar right here, green bar right here. And then you have 3 nice green days. And then you have 3 more nice green days. So right now, in terms of this pattern, we're only on that 3rd green day in terms of the uptrend. So the pattern, I mean, it's repeating itself to a T. Like if you study this price action, nice green candle, gaps up, closes the gap, consolidates for a few days, gaps up, closes the gap, consolidates for a few days. And then you have, right here, you have 6 green candles in a row. And then in terms of this pattern, we're only on day 3 of this pattern. So, I still think we had plenty potential for this to run to fill this gap towards, $17 a share. There's a gap to fill at 17. So basically that's the pattern that I wanted to show you. The stock has a massive gap up. It quickly closes the gap. Once it closes the gap, it consolidates towards that level, starts to bounce, and then it just rips 6 days in a row. And right now we're on day 3. So, if history repeats itself, we still have a lot more days of upside, and there's still a gap waiting to fill at like 1797. In terms of the 5-day chart as well, it's consistently closing higher than it previously closed, and it's consistently breaking out. Like it looks really bullish. So yeah, as of now, history is currently not repeating itself. It's really trying to spike here. So let's see. We were looking for that gap to fill towards 1173. It's not happening. Let's see. So yesterday it really started to happen towards towards 3 to 315, and we're at 323. So it's definitely having a delayed reaction. But yeah, like I said, my mental stop is towards 13s, like low 13s. So we'll see. Yeah, Neuro looks great. You just got to be patient. This can easily go back to $11, and I'm completely fine with that. Now that it's breaking out, if this does go back to 11, I'm just going to add more. Yes, just wow. Both of these stocks are just being stubborn here into the close. NNVC and ATER for the pullbacks. But yeah, if ATR does close like stronger and it doesn't have that crash, I think I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow to buy this. So we'll see. We still have 35 minutes. All right, so NNVC is breaking out. Let's see how it reacts. Okay, so we just hit a key resistance level. It's currently getting slapped back down. So I'm gonna raise my mental stop to 660. In the meantime, I'm going to continue to hold that one out. Yeah, Nero's doing phenomenal right now. If anybody's long on HLBZ, I would definitely look to take profits. You know, this looks like it's gonna have a massive crash tomorrow. So yeah, would definitely look to sell if you're in HLBZ. I would not be holding this overnight. The chart is extremely bearish. You know, when you see these bearish candlesticks on the 1 day with these massive gap ups into oblivion, they tend to have like a 30% plus crash the next day. So yeah, I mean, like just look at IRNT. Every time it forms that bearish candlestick into like oblivion right here, like they tend to crash 30 to 50%. So if you're in on HLBZ, I would definitely not be holding this overnight. There's many gaps to fill below, and it looks like it's going to have a nice gap down tomorrow. But yeah, for NNVC, I mean, I was looking for 540. I was looking for this gap to fill at 540. I mean, let's see if we can get it here into the close. We still have 32 minutes. It's trying to break down. So yeah, we'll have to see. It's for ATER. ATER is trying to break down once again. CRVS, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I really have no opinion on this one. You know, it's not something I would be interested in buying. There's really no reason to buy it from a technical view for the most part. But yeah, it does look bullish. I'm not chasing this. I mean, just to show you what could. I'm not going to comment on this one. If something just doesn't like correlate with what I do, then I just avoid it. LVS and OPED. So let's see. So yeah, LVS, it didn't work out. You know, it tried to have the reversal at that gap towards 37.55. It turned it into support a couple times, but today's the day where the true colors really showed as it failed to break out towards that $38 resistance level multiple times. In terms of support, you have some support at 35. Look to see how it reacts towards there. I would look for something. I would look for pins. I would look for like a bullish pin. I would look for bullish pins like this in the low 30s. That's what I would look for a buying confirmation from here. So yeah, until we see that, I'm not going to be interested in buying. You tried to send super chat. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure I have that disabled. I don't need donations, guys. Don't worry about that. Like I said, in the near future, we'll have like, an entire program with a course and a chat room for those of you who are interested with that. But yeah, don't worry about super chats or anything like that. So the only call option play that I'm really seeing right now is going to be on QDL. I like the October 15th calls, strikes from 150 to 160. All right, ATER is just really choppy right now. It's going to be tough for it to have a breakdown. We'll see. NNVC, though, it's picking up on volatility. This could go to 540 into the close. Let's see. This is the one that has a volatility right now. But yeah, guys, for a swing, I like QDL. That's the one that I like. Yes, so for IRNC, this still looks bearish. I think we're going to be heading back towards that $23 gap level. So if you're interested in buying this one, I would wait for the 23.32. That's where I think we're going to be heading to fill this gap towards 23.32. It's just going to take some time though, due to the lack of volatility. In terms of the chart though, the chart is it's still bearish. There's really, from a technical price action view, there's no reason why this should really go up from here for the moment, especially once $30 turns into resistance again. But we did get that nice pullback I was talking about towards, it bottomed at 26, so almost 23. But I think we'll be heading back towards there. It's just going to take some time. But yeah, guys, for those of you who played NURO, congrats. It's really starting to take off. Patience pays. I mean, the entry was absolutely phenomenal, literally towards the lows. So yeah, I'm just going to keep holding this one out. And this is something like nobody else talked about this stock. Like I said, my strategy can get you in before it takes off, before everyone else, talks about it, because we're in before, certain times. We'll be in before the momentum. We'll be in before the volume comes in. So like with that being said, on a play like this, it's going to be choppy and it might go down a little bit for the short term. But once you get that volume spike coming in, it starts to explode. Because yeah, I mean, you're not going to see people watching these stocks once they fill their oversold gap levels for the most part, because that's typically when the volume is dried up, when they're at their best prices, when they're sold off. People move on. Like the hype was here and then the volatility was here, and then they move on to the next one. But if you set those price alerts, you'll be able to watch those stocks at the best prices where they're at their key support levels, and then you could look to buy, back into those levels right before they exploded. So yeah, you'll see that happen a lot where, we get in, it's pretty choppy, there's not much volume, and then it just takes off. And then that's when you see people starting to talk about it. They're not going to be talking about it at the best prices because there's no volume there. And they're not watching it at that level because there's not much volume, there's not much interest. People aren't trading these at the best prices. They're trading these when they have these gap ups, when they explode, when they're supernovas. That's when they're trading them. But yeah, I'm going to be setting some price alerts here into the close for some gaps to fill. As for ATER, it looks like I'm going to have to be cutting losses here. Yeah, okay. So this is not history, just not repeating itself. It is what it is. I'll gladly risk 1,400 to make 7,000. All right, so guys, I'm completely out of ATR. So in terms of today, 977 long, 1352 short. Still in NNVC. So Nero up 2660, going to be holding that for that 1388 target. And then RKLB, that was that swing trade I had, from last week, 1200. So yeah, it's going to be small red day realized. I'm not taking profits on, and URO still has plenty of upside. So for ATR, I want to get a phenomenal entry. So I might miss out on the move, who knows. But I really want to buy towards the 12s, like lowish 12s. So we'll see if this can have some, if there's a dip in the pre-market tomorrow, that's where I plan on buying. So yeah, my buy zone is going to be from 1170 to low 12s. Going to be looking for a dip during extended hours trading, pretty much. Hopefully I could see something like this in the pre-market tomorrow. No, guys, I'm done with RKLB. It's just it just looks bearish and it's just way too dry. It's just not something I'm interested in anymore. So yeah, guys, I mean, in terms of swings, I think QDEL, I think this would be the play. If you're looking for something that's like midterm, more passive, where you just kind of hold it, kind of like what I'm doing with NURO, this should be good. You know, I think we're gonna see like 175 by October 15th. So yeah, this one looks phenomenal for now. And skills, I would hold off on for now. ATR, I still think we're on track for 17. I just want to get a lower entry, so I'm willing to take that risk of missing out. I don't have a problem with missing out. So we'll see if we can get some sort of pullback into extended hours to pre-market tomorrow. But yeah, if this were at like $12 in pre-market tomorrow, I think it's gonna be a great dip buying opportunity. So yeah, for NNVC, it looks like it's not gonna be able to do it, guys. Today just wasn't. That was purely just the chase. That's all that was. So let's see, OPAD. So the key level we were looking at was 1258. So I mean, it did have that reversal we were looking at on Monday. It hit the 1250s. It went to 14. So it had somewhat of a reversal. As of now, though, I wouldn't do anything with it for now. Yes, so Sava looks good for like a midterm play as well. I think it should be able to get back up to like 60 to 63. This looks like a good like midterm hold. Yeah, I mean midterm plays like Sava looks good. QDEL, this one looks phenomenal for 170s. So yeah, for LVS and Win, I'm looking for those, bullish green pins. I'm looking for something like this to form on the 1-day candles. Once that occurs, that's where I'll be interested in buying towards that key support levels we were talking about. Yeah, guys, I see that a lot of these stocks are low and they're at great prices. It's just there's no bullish confirmation. So I won't be, buying just yet. Like the bullish confirmation is QDL. QDL definitely has a bullish confirmation. But yeah, later today I'm gonna be posting a potential swing trading plan on ATER. So I do want to get back in on this. I just don't want to. I just don't want to buy it at this current price. So if we can see like 12 to 1170 tomorrow, ideally in the pre-market, I think it's going to rip back up like it's been doing the past 3 days now. But yeah, I'm bullish on this one for sure. It's on track to hit 17. It could happen by Friday. I'm just really picky about prices. Yeah, QS, this one looks good for midterm as well. I wouldn't feel too comfortable just buying into this gap up when it's at that key resistance level. I would look to see if it can turn that into a support level. Kind of like for like QDEL. Like for QDL, you had your key resistance at 150, and then today and yesterday is when it validated on the 1-day candle that it's a support level. The bottom of these pins are literally at that key resistance level. This looks like it's ready to really start running. But yeah, for a swing, I mean, as of now, I think QDEL would be the only one to get in. I mean, ATR, it's fine if you don't mind buying at a higher price, but I'm gonna look for a lower entry. So for Dollar Tree, I would wait towards like, yeah, I mean, I'll keep it on my radar. It's definitely a good midterm play. I'm looking at 81 and 85, those key levels. But yeah, guys, for swing, I would say QDEL would be the one to go with. I'm gonna wait for tomorrow on ATR. So yeah, I'll be posting a video with some swing trading plans later today. But yeah, I like QDEL the most right now. And wow, Nero is really trying to close strong. So yeah, we'll see tomorrow. Has another gap up and then sell into that. Okay, yeah, something people have caught on to Nero now. The volume's at 3 million. So yeah, guys, congrats to those of you who played that one. I'm up now almost $2 profit per share on that. In terms of NURO, it's let me double check. Let me check the updated short interest. Let's see. Yeah, I mean the short interest is at 37%. And it's finally taking off today because today's the day the volume spiked. So we got in before the volume and then we get out into the volume spike. In terms of like exits, like I said, I want to see how it reacts towards 1388. If it turns it into resistance, I'm going to be selling. If it turns it into support, I'm going to try to hold for this next gap that's waiting to fill at 1651. But yeah, that reason why it's really not just like spiking, but it's actually holding, because this has spiked several times to like $11.50 to $12 since I bought in at 11. But it's really starting to hold up because that volume is coming in. So yeah, this should be good for tomorrow. Patience pays. All right, so guys, in terms of NNVC, I'm not going to be holding overnight. So yeah, I'm gonna start to cover my position for that, small L. See, I mean, I like the risk rewards on my recent trades. I didn't like my entry on NNVC though. Other than that, though, yeah. Other than that, I liked everything else for the day. Sometimes trade just isn't gonna work out, so I cut it. I cut ATER. I see, as I'm completely out of NNVC. So I was risking 654 to make 2,500. For ATR, goals to make 7K, lost 1,300. That was the shorts. Those were shorts. So 2Ls on the short, basically 2K loss. And then I had a long on ATR for like 1,000. And then RKLB, that was a swing trade that I was holding for some time. But yeah, just one good trade. Like I said, recoups all the losses. NURO. And NURO, that was my smallest, pretty much my smallest position size. So you can see, like, I cut my losses fairly quickly. But yeah, I mean, me just holding this into ease. This is just me enjoying the fruits of my labor. It really pays, like I said, to set those price alerts, get in before the volume, get in before the crowd, and then watch as it spikes and then the volume comes in. But yeah, it looks like we're on track to gap up tomorrow. So I'm not going to be selling personally. We'll see how it reacts tomorrow. Yeah, so for ATER, I really think we're heading to 17. And if I miss out, I miss out. I want to get in at a lower price. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a dip into extended hours. If it's going to happen, it's probably going to happen in the pre-market. I want to get in at like $12. $12 would be an ideal price to get in. If I miss out, I miss out. It is what it is. Let's see. Will this live trading be a thing going on? So I mean, yeah, like once I launch like my program, with the course, the chat room, and the alerts, price action analysis, the watch list, I'll try to do at least one live trading stream a week. But that will be like members focused. I really like I'm not too interested in doing these like streams on my channel. So yeah, you can mainly expect just like videos on the channel. And then if I do a live stream, it'll be like a short live stream. All right, so yeah, guys, that is gonna wrap up today's live trading stream. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm gonna be doing an updated video with some plans. Probably gonna post 2 videos focused on ATER and Neurostock. But yeah, for those of you who got in on Neuro, congratulations. Like I said, really does pay to be patient. One good win, like this is what I like to do. Size myself properly, cut my losses quickly, and then just let my wins run like I'm doing with NURO. It recoups all the losses. Like the win rate it's the least important thing. I mean, I could make another video on SPY. It's just like for the most part, it's going to be the same thing. It's just really just waiting for that gap to fill on the sidelines till then. But with today's price action, like with that weak close, is looking bearish. And in terms of its past, it didn't bottom out last time until September 24th. So we still have got some downside. But yeah, I'll have to see. So yeah, you can expect like 2 videos today, guys. I'm gonna keep you updated on some important plays. But yeah, I'm gonna be closing out the stream. So in terms of ATR currently down in after hours. So hopefully I can get in tomorrow at 12. That's where I want to get in, 12 to 1170. In terms of NURO, wow, look at that. Remember I told you price target is sitting at 1388. Well, it hit 1380 and it's already selling off. So we'll have to see. Let's so we do have the volumes, that's good. Sell off in after hours is not good. But yeah, for Neuro, I'm just gonna let this ride a little bit. We'll see how it plays out in after hours. I'll keep you guys updated that through the videos. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap up today's stream. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new, and I'll see you in the next one.